not be a thing?
I'm saying that it's a result of human interaction because uh, people interact with each other. Like it's a cultural thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Why?
Okay. Let me first do it. Like, we're gonna take it all the way back down to infancy when children are born. Okay. Boys are born with a penis, and females are born with a vagina. And if it was a social construct, you'd be able to put a penis like a vagina and a vagina like a penis. And since you can't, because gender is not a social construct, then that will literally negate everything that you said. It's nature. It's not social. You can't treat a penis the way you treat a vagina, which is what you are born with, and that's how they decide your gender.
So what do you think? What do you think it means to be like? What's like an objective, rigorous, clear definition of what a male is?
Adult human male. Oh, fuck. Nope, that's a man.
I think the
Fuck.
difference between male and man would really only matter if you were transgender, because for people that are cis, it really isn't that much
Wait,
of
but there
a
is.
difference. I don't care if you call me a woman or a female. To me, it's the same fucking thing.
I would disagree because male, the only reason the word male exists is to differentiate an adult human male and a adolescent human male.
So no one has an answer for
That
me.
would be boy and male.
Actually, no one have an answer for me.
Right, but
Like, I feel like things just got super complicated. You know, like,
Yeah, welcome to
if you're trans, if you're bi, if you're psi, if you identify as an apple, if you identify as a giraffe, you're still trying to be male or female. If you're a trans woman,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I say this and offend anybody. If you're a trans female and you're born a male and you're identifying as a female and you want to be a female, then be a fucking female. But there's only two genders. There's boy and girl. It doesn't matter. It's what you're trying to be. If you're born a boy and you want to be a girl, then identify as a woman. That's still the other
I
gender.
think people forget sometimes that there are only two genders and two sexes.
There is, but now we have 47 flags to identify every part of the fucking rainbow right now, but you're still trying to be one or the other at the end of the day. You want to be trans? You're
So-
still
so
being
would
the
you not
opposite
ignore
gender.
it?
Love who you love. Be who you want to be. Love who you loved. It doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, you're still pink or blue.
So you say that it's objective, but you can't give me like an objective, rigorous definition.
Yes, okay. Can I give one of a female instead of a male? Because I'm better with. Okay, so a female is, I can read you the Google definition. So, of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs distinguished biologically by production of production of ova that can be fertilized by a male. I don't know how to say that word. Would that be correct?
So you're okay. So and you're saying that that's what it means to be female, right?
Yes.
And since sex and gender are the same thing in your mind, that's also what it means to be feminine.
No,
No.
because feminine is socially constructed. Feminine exists only because of human interaction. Because if 1,000 years ago, if 1,000 years ago we would have said green is for girls and orange is for boys, well then that's what we would have known.
Okay, so you're just
Whose
using the
fucking
wrong
mic
word
is
then.
doing that?
So what you call being a woman or being a girl, and you're looping sex into there, like being a female. I'm like what I would call that is calling femininity. I call womanhood.
No, because do you not know feminine men exist?
What?
Do you not know feminine men exist?
I do think that feminine men exist.
Right. So how can we distinguish womanhood by just femininity whenever we realize that feminine men exist and masculine women exist?
And because you have to think about femininity. Femininity is a behavior. It's not behavior.
By doing that, you're essentially taking womanhood away from women who don't go by the gender norms.
I'm not.
Okay, so why do we
taking
care about
anything
the women that
away.
don't go by gender norms? That's bad.
I'm not taking anything away. Like, that's really dramatic.
You're not taking it away, but essentially in your argument, if your argument was what everyone else believed, it would essentially be taking it away.
No, because what I'm saying, I'm saying like whether you're female or male, that's objective. That's biology. Whether you're a man or woman, that depends on like who you're asking because different people can have different associations with female and males.
What?
We're just using different. We're just like using different words to have the same thing.
Who's fucking? That's fucking.
Let me mute because
Not me.
let me see. Does it help?
Yeah.
What's her all along?
Anyway,
Okay. So
Like, I think like 30 years ago, gender might have been a social construct.
you know, I don't think we're ever going to agree with this topic unless we don't talk about.
Is it a
another
fact
topic.
or not, though?
What?
The social construct thing, or is it just everybody's opinion, or is there an actual like fact?
It's
On what
gender
it
is objectively not a social construct.
Okay, so that's not your opinion. That's like actually what it is.
Yes, it's a fact because every single time someone tells me what it means to be a woman, anyone can debunk it. If you say being a woman is an adult human female,
You
well then
can't-
you would be right.
Yeah.
But if you say being a woman is being feminine, well then what about masculine women?
What about them though?
I was saying that femininity is more of a behavior than it is biology. You see what I'm saying? When you're being feminine, you're being real girly, real foo-foo. And then you have women that are more masculine, you know what I'm saying, just because that's just how they are. So femininity does not equate to womanhood. You know what I mean? Like what he said. That's biology.
But as what I mean by what about masculine women is that if you say being a woman only means being feminine, well then you're pretty much saying that masculine women are not women.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, okay, so yeah, and I think if I translate what you're saying into the way that I think about it, yeah, like you could have a female that's a man. Yeah, I do think that can happen.
You know that is impossible.
Yeah, so with your definitions, that is impossible. Yeah.
What the?
That is impossible. You cannot be
That is
a
not what-
female. You cannot be a female man.
I think you can.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think.
Okay, well, be mad.
I mean, be mad that you'll never be a one. I mean, potato potato.
Why does everybody want to be a woman so bad? That's the real-
Right? Why does the label matter so much?
Oh, thank God.
Why
I
can't
don't
you just
know,
be
I'm
like,
not-
yo, my name's Abs? Why do you gotta be like, this is my pronouns?
I don't know. I don't like those people. I don't like pronoun
graph.
people. I'm not a leftist.
I am not a pronoun person at all. I am
You
not
are
from
a
that time. I will never
I'm
use
not
that.
a leftist. Don't call me a fucking leftist.
I will call you what I want. It's my First
I'm an
Amendment right. It is
anarcho-capitalist.
my
How the
First
fuck am I a
Amendment right.
leftist?
It is my First Amendment right. I will call you what I want, when I want, wherever I want, however I want.
Is it though? Because
How the fuck
I
am I a
mean-
leftist?
They're slowly taking it away from
pronoun
us.
army.
But this is what I mean. Like, you push back 30 years ago, you had boys and girls had their own jobs, and boys had their own jobs. Now we live in this big spaghetti pot of you could be a boy and be a super feminine boy, or you can be a super masculine girl, but it doesn't
But I
take
think
away
you can
what you can, you totally can, but it doesn't take away
Right.
the black and white of it.
Of course not.
There are still women that are going to be domestic housewives that only look after the babies and do the dishes, and there are going to be men out there that like to take out the trash and cut the lawn and hang out in the shop all day. And then you're going to have other people or women that do the vice versa as the men. But at the end of the day, they're still boys and girls.
Right. Like
Everybody just likes
I'm
to. Like, I fix my own truck, I build houses, I paint houses, I do all the hands-on masculine shit, but I don't have a wiener.
So do I.
I know when I'm come home, I put on my pink bunny slippers and I watch my cartoons, and that's just me at the end of the day. I'm a lady. But 9 times out of 10, you'll see me in overalls, and I'm building something because that's just the things that I do. But it doesn't make
Okay.
me a
I voted for Trump in 2020.
Okay.
How? Explain to me how I'm a leftist.
Who cares? Get over it.
We're talking
no.
about now, not in the past.
Okay, what position do I have that is leftist?
Oh my
Gender
God.
is a social construct. Are you joking? Why does it matter to you so much now?
Okay, all right. Outside of the idea that gender is a social construct, what makes me a leftist?
Do you think trans women are women?
It
If
depends.
trans women want to identify as women, sure. Are they biologically? No.
Well, they're not women, period.
They're
To me,
not.
it depends.
But
It
if they want to
depends.
identify, then that's where it should end.
If I interact with somebody, like what I'm saying is that womanhood is subjective. So
No, it
I
is
have my
not.
sense
No,
of
it
what
is
How
not.
would you know?
So like if I interact with somebody and I get the sense that they're a woman, then they're a woman to me, regardless of whether they identify that way or not.
That doesn't
Yeah,
make it.
and his garden gnomes are his best friend. Okay, I got it.
All right,
No,
that
I
just
feel like he's
confused
a
the hell out of
troll.
me.
I feel like he's a troll because he's not listening to what we're saying.
No, he isn't. He's just spewing a whole bunch of just blah, blah, blah.
I'm not a troll.
Trans women are not.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, everyone is for their own opinion, and we're all just trying. And this is my point. We're now in a stage that we have 37,000 different perspectives on life and trying to come to one conclusion when there's never going to be a conclusion to any of these topics.
But there is. That's the thing. That's the
There
problem.
is, so you say, but now you're arguing with somebody on here who doesn't think the same as you, and that's my
But
point.
it doesn't matter what he thinks because there is only one truth.
In which he could say the exact same thing about you.
Right? But there is
not
only
really
one
though.
I know, it's just,
And like the
but
difference between our positions is so
I'm not-
small.
I'm not defending either party. I'm just saying that's why we end up debating about shit like this is because there's going to be different generations. There's people such as Oakley's who's 18. Cyclops, I don't know how old you are, but there's different. 30 years ago, we had black and white gender. 30 years ago, we had girl jobs and boy jobs. Now we have
But the thing
feminine
is,
boys and masculine girls.
Why do we have so many
But your
definitions for the same
biology,
thing? Like
your
everybody's giving their
chromosomes
opinion
are
on a
not socially
definition.
constructed.
Like it's the difference between my position and yours is semantics. It's literally semantics. Like you're grouping two terms together. There's three terms, let's say. Sex, gender, and femininity, or like femininity, masculinity, whatever you want to call that. You're grouping the first two together, and I'm grouping the second two together. That's it. That's the difference.
Right, but the problem, I already told you the problem with that. If you are not able to see how problematic that is, then at the end of the day,
it doesn't matter.
then at the end of the day, there is no saving you. You are set in your ways, which is fine, but you're not in a space you're not in the right state of mind to be debating.
We're not even talking about we're talking about definitions.
Right?
Yeah, but definitions are definitions until they're changed.
It's arbitrary.
The definition of a woman
We're talking
isn't
about
about being
opinions
female.
on definitions. We're not talking about the actual definitions.
Again, I told you the problem with what you were saying. You acknowledged it, but you didn't change what you said. You just said, "Oh, okay."
No, there's no problem with what I'm saying. I'm saying you can be a female man, you can be a male woman.
Okay, and I'm asking.
There's no problem with that.
And I'm asking you, what is a woman?
And I'm telling
girl
you
with a
that it's
vagina.
subjective. I'm telling you that it's subjective. That
It is not subjective. You cannot say you are a woman without being able to define what you are. Just like how you cannot say you are a man without defining what a man is, because then, essentially, what we're doing is just saying, if you like the letter W, then you're a woman because it starts with the letter W.
Yes.
Like, no.
yes, it is
But
indeed subjective.
do you see how that's degrading and belittling women and what we fought for and what we stand for and what we create and what we bring into this world and what we offer?
Nope.
Why?
Because he's a man.
You can say you're a woman, right? Whenever you want.
I could say that I'm a woman. I could think that I'm a woman. Yeah.
Then that makes us equal.
No, I'm not even an egalitarian. Like, what is this bullshit?
See.
So, like, I think, like, if you're asking, like, what's my personal, like, concept of what a woman is, it's not really relevant. But I'll say generally, I think that people have kind of these are kind of fuzzy categories. Like, people have intuitions. Like, if I come up to someone and I get the sense that they're a woman, that's how I tell if they're a woman or not. It's not like a rigorous, like, objective thing. Again, it's subjective. It's intuitive. It's not. Whereas sex is different. Sex is an objective. There's a rigorous definition. Like.
So why are you changing the definitions?
I don't think I'm changing definitions.
Well, you are. So why should we believe your random definition?
You don't have to. And when it comes to, like, my definition of woman, you really don't have to, because it's subjective. You can have your
definition of woman is degrading.
If you think my comment is degrading, I don't know. Do something about it. I don't know.
Oh my god, this shit pisses me off. Not you, the person in the panel, but you guys in the comments really have to stop using women who cannot give birth as an argument.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You guys are literally taking a whole group of people who oh my that pisses
whether
me off.
Whether or not they can have kids or not, they were born with the intent and the parts and the idea of having them.
And also, Zalong, whatever your name is, someone who has the reproductive role of pregnancy does not mean the reproductive organs of pregnancy, does not mean the ability of pregnancy.
How do you tell if someone has the role, though, objectively?
A female.
How do you tell?
A female.
That's not a method for telling.
Yes, it is.
What are the actions? What are the steps?
To find out if they're female.
And how do you find that out?
By looking at their chromosomes, by looking at, looking at their chromosomes, actually. Yep.
Looking at their fucking vagina. It's a woman.
Thank you. I wanted to say it, but I was like, wow, let me not be right.
It's right there.
Wait. And
It's right fucking there.
I also want to say I apologize that you have PCOS and endometriosis, but quite frankly, that doesn't make you right in this conversation. So I could not care less about that. Like, I'm sorry, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone.
And to be honest, there are women that have PCOS and endometriosis that have children, that can bear children. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw that out there.
All right.
I don't think it makes sense to say that because someone has certain chromosomes that they have.
I'm not gonna go to a
role.
bar and hit on a girl and be like, "Hey, honey, we gotta do a blood test to find out what you are before I take you home." It don't work like that.
Essentially, to find out if someone's male or female, you would have to look in their bone marrow, and you would have to look at their chromosomes.
Okay, and that's a rigorous, like, objective definition. But then I question, like, this idea of, like, a role, because are you saying, like, you saying, like, that they should have kids, like that's their purpose?
That is a big part of being a female, is that you are able to bear children.
Well, do you, like, listen to what I'm saying, though? Purpose and should. It's different from able to, right?
I never said they should. I'm saying...
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
It is a possibility.
Okay.
Because and here's an example I like to give. Let's say an infertile woman, female, went to the doctor and said, I'm giving birth, opposed to, I got someone pregnant. There's one that could be possible, and there's one that is 0% possible. It is impossible.
No, I mean, if you're defining it by chromosomes, then yeah, I mean, I would just say that you're talking about sex and not gender.
Can you give birth?
Sex and gender are not the same, but they are the same.
That's when it boils down to the meat and potatoes. Can you give birth? Yes or no. If you can't, you're a fucking boy. Period.
That's no.
That's meat and potatoes.
If you okay, rewrite that. If you have the body parts to
That's what I
reproduce,
meant, though. That's what I'm
yeah.
meaning, though, because when I say the meat and potatoes, you go all the way down to the basic. If you got the plumbing, you're born with the plumbing, and then you have the
Yes,
baby,
there we
not
go.
because of a medical situation. You are a female woman. That is it. That is all. All these new little terms and definitions that people use to escape the reality is on them. You know what I'm saying? I don't waste time arguing semantics or subjective bullshit. If you were on if you got titties, a poom poom, and you got the plumbing, you're a freaking woman. Period.
So Oxy's definition was much better. It was about chromosomes.
You don't dare.
You say there are only two genders?
Do I say there's only two genders?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I want to emphasize that that's subjective. So.
Okay. Do you think there are only two sexes?
Yes.
Okay. So, would you say that there are objectively two genders?
It's kind of like.
But see, this isn't something that should be hard, because I would agree with you if you said there are infinity gender identities.
Do you want to let me answer the question, or do you want to just like wait for me to
you
say?
You took a 5-second pause.
See, this should not be hard for you.
You took a 5-second pause. Therefore, I thought you were done. There is no need for you to be upset that I thought you were finished. I apologize. You can go ahead.
I hadn't even said anything.
Right, and that's why I thought you were done.
Okay. God, you're fucking insufferable, dude.
Are you gonna keep complaining? Or you're just gonna.
I don't think I want to participate anymore because you're just kind of annoying.
Another win for me.
Yay.
No, I found that funny. Someone wants to join.
Right. These are just trolling, bro. Like, just,
No, you cannot tell me that you think gender is a social construct and then say there are only two genders. Like, what?
oh boy. Here comes an argument.
Oh, what?
I see in Voslav what he's got to say.
Yep. You say abortion is wrong. How so? Please explain that to me.
Because unaliving a baby is wrong. A human is wrong.
Well, if you think about it, it's not actually like a formed baby.
It is a human.
Exactly. This person in the chat saying it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Okay, and what kind of fetus is it? Is it a dog fetus, a cat fetus, a human fetus? It's human, right?
Human, sure, yeah.
Right, so it is a human?
Yep.
Right. And so what stage of a human would it be?
Probably the first one.
Okay, and do you think that that makes it less important than all the other stages?
Yep.
Okay, so using that logic, do you think that unaliving already born babies is good because they're not as developed as a teenager or an adult?
Honestly, yeah. If they can't contribute to society,
well, then I think
they are less needed.
Well, then I would think
especially with the problem of overpopulation.
I would think that you should be in prison for saying that. But, I mean, period.
I'm not totally against abortion either.
I am. I think that
because there's a million different reasons why people that have to go through that. There are people that go through.
Did you guys know Osama bin Laden is the 51st most famous person in history? What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I think it doesn't pay my bills and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what. Dude, that's exactly what I said.
Oh my goodness.
When they said that to me, I was talking about the bills.
I'm so confused. Someone called me Blair White 2.0. That is the biggest compliment. Thank you. Blair White is babes.
Yeah, all depending on the situation. I don't think it's a wrong thing to do.
I think it's wrong no matter what.
Well, what happens? What happens when if the mom was forced to have sex and she's 11 years old?
I
What
think it's
happens if
Exactly.
you have
I
someone
think it's
who?
still wrong. I think it's still wrong. However, I give that exception. Me personally, like if I had a kid and that happened to her, I would for sure make her get an abortion. That doesn't
Okay,
mean
so what happens
everyone-
if the kid is 16 and they get pregnant with someone who that fetus is going to be completely debilitated and not function once it's born?
I would say the same thing I just did. I would
What
say
if
that
what if it's
still
What
severely
if it comes out
ill?
like a human vegetable and it's not, and it's going
okay.
to be?
I give 3 exceptions. I give medical. I give 4, but I don't like talking about the 4th because people call me like a Nazi or whatever. But
What?
yeah, yeah. Okay, just okay. So no, it's because my
Is it if they're
exceptions-
Jewish they get aborted?
No, no, no. But my exceptions are SA, it medical, minor, and if the baby would come out not functioning, like
So in the long term, it's not wrong under those
it's still
under those
wrong.
4 circumstances.
All right,
No.
wait. Are we trying to say? I think it should be a woman's choice either way. Are we talking about abortions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's a woman's choice. Like, there's no like, why is that a discussion? The fact that there's 2 men in here saying that.
Excuse me. Excuse me. This is where I would say you're wrong with the 2 men in here, because
Sorry,
you
is there a
saying-
man and a tranny in here?
no.
You're not gonna do that.
So you have to. I'm gonna drop you down, and you can come back. I guess I don't care, but I wasn't saying I wasn't.
Oh, we went there. We went there.
I wasn't
Can
saying
you
you're
block?
wrong because I'm trans. I'm saying you're wrong because, for example, just because I'm not black does that mean I can't talk about issues that are going on with racism?
Not gonna lie though, I think you gotta be black for that.
What? Would you agree that you have to be black for that?
You don't have to be black for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be black for that.
You don't have. You can be any color of the rainbow that you want if you want to talk about that subject.
Yeah. I could be
Like I'm First Nations and Indigenous. Like there's a whole different other spectrum on that one. Every country you go to, every different part of the world has all had their first row of racism on some level.
Not only that, but see, taking the worst case scenario, the hood, right? And I'm talking about the worst conditions of the hood, the worst problems. There are white people that still live on that block. You know what I'm saying? They might not be affected like the black people, but they definitely had a first-hand, you know what I'm saying, the first row seat on what was going on with the black people. So they can definitely talk about it. You know what I mean? Now, with respect to it all, a lot of black people don't want people that are not black talking about it because they come in like mean. They come in disrespectful. They come in, with preconceived ideas. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, they're in the hood, so that means they didn't want to go to school and they were fucking up and they were selling drugs and shit. That's what we don't like. But you can definitely talk about it.
Yeah, you see, I actually grew up in the hood, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the hood.
Damn.
Me neither.
What is this person's question? How does someone prove? How does somebody prove that they were assaulted within 6 weeks to access an abortion? That's actually a good point. That's where I would say that if you just correct me if I'm wrong, or answer the question, I guess. If you take a pregnancy test, like, would it say that you're pregnant even though you've only been pregnant for like 2 days?
No. The HCG hormone didn't produce yet. So let me answer that question because I know that. I know that one firsthand. So let's just say in January, on the 1st, I was sexually assaulted, right? And I'm going on through my life and trying to make it. And then in March, I find out that I was pregnant. What they're going to do is they're going to ask you, well, do you know when conception was? And then they'll go to their little calendar and then they'll say, oop, yeah, you conceived January, somewhere around January, between January the 1st and January the 10th. That was when you were sexually assaulted.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's how they do it. The same way that they calculate when the baby's going to be born. You know what I'm saying? When did you conceive? When was the last date? When was the date of your last period? You know, that's the things that's how they do that shit.
Right.
Wait, so do you think abortion should be legal for animals?
Please
what
don't
I'm not
even
going to do is
start that
answer
conversation.
questions like that.
Let's say it's a bit weird. Let's say if I get my dog pregnant or something, would I like abort the thing?
Wait, can I ask an honest question that's kind of off topic? Can humans get animals pregnant?
I've tried before. I'm not sure.
Whoa, no, that one.
Thank you.
No, I'm asking. I don't got any ideas. I'm just really curious.
So,
like,
what was the question?
If humans can get animals pregnant,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Imagine birthing like a golden retriever. That would hurt.
Gee whiz, or a hot dog, or a weenie dog.
Weenie dog would be less painful than a fucking retriever.
Oh my god.
No, honey, you want a Dane. You want a Great Dane.
Right. So to answer Zolange's question, or if they were sexually active in addition to being assaulted, they wouldn't know. They would too know, because the person, unless the person that they were sexually active with was also the person that they were sexually assaulted by, then that's pow pow, that's target. But let's say on January the 1st, you were sexually assaulted, and then January the 30th, like January the 25th, you had sex. Well, at the end of the day, it would all go back to the conception date, so it's going to pinpoint it anyway.
Right. I think that, like, and I know I don't want to speak on this because I know it's like a sensitive subject, but like, if you were to get SA'd, I feel like the day you do, look at the date, remember it, just in case.
Yeah, that's not how that works sometimes.
Yes, it is. The fuck? You're not gonna look at the date after?
Yeah, but you don't know if there's like people get drugged at the bar and they wake up 6 days later. Like there's all different kinds of.
Okay, well,
you're like, oh, excuse me, hold on a minute, let me check the date and time of when this. Okay, you can proceed now. Like it just doesn't work like that.
Okay, but that's where my opinion would change, because if I don't know, if two people are drunk and they do it, then I have an opinion that you're not gonna like.
So let me say this as an SA victim, right? The date that you get SA, you're definitely gonna remember that motherfucker. You're definitely gonna remember that motherfucker, because it depends on which route you take. Like if you get SA and you go straight to the hospital, that date is recorded. You see what I'm saying? And then when you finally wake up some 6 or 7 days later, you know what I'm saying, because of modern technology and your cell phone, you're going to remember where was the last place you were with whom when something not so right happens. So you're going to know a date.
And you cannot wake up 6 days later. That is misinformation.
Well, I understand, but I was just going with it.
Well, you know, trauma works different for everybody.
It does. But I'm just saying, to not know when you were sexually assaulted, like if sexual assault isn't something that happens to you on a regular basis, then you're definitely going to remember the one day that you were sexually assaulted.
That's not true for everybody. I don't even know what month it is. Oh.
I don't know. I agree with Taryn, but the whole drunk thing is, if two drunk people are consenting, I don't look at that as SA. But
right. Also, as a woman, as a woman, and all of us in here are women right now. You know what I'm saying? I would like to say this, and this comes with the vagina code. You know when your vagina has been tampered with. If you are drunk, you can wake up and feel whether or not your vagina has been tampered with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, huh?
Can you?
You definitely can.
Stop. I need to take away my V card because I want to know how this feels and if I would feel like that.
Because you're every see that when you have a oh my god, you're one with your vagina. Okay, you're one with your vagina, so you know what your vagina feels like. You know what your vagina smells like. You know what your vagina looks like. If you know you're the type that want to look at it, you know what I mean. But then you go out and you say to yourself, like when you get yourself together and you know that you're getting ready to get some ass or some shit, right? You get yourself together, you flush it, you do your yoni steam, you do all these things so that your vagina feels yummy to you. You know what I mean? Then you go out and you had too much to drink, but the alcohol isn't going to affect the smell and or taste of your vagina until some days later. You know what I'm saying? But then here it is when you finally sober up, tomorrow, and you're having your cup of coffee, or when you wake up and you're like, God damn, my vagina, my pussy feel funny. You know what I'm saying? My pussy feel funny, and I know I ain't fucked nobody, so what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? That's how that goes.
I love that description.
If you stand up and you're walking like you sat on a saddle, there's something wrong.
Right. Something's been tampered with down there in your pom pom area.
In your boom boom.
I'm gonna call it that from now on.
Yeah, it's a pom pom. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when it's been toyed with. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You can definitely tell.
One day, okay. One day. It'll happen.
Huh?
So one day, you'll know what it feels like.
Who?
You.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's not built the same.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. I'll do a little update video.
Right. This is what you do. This is what you do, and I know it's gonna sound real explicit, but this is what you do. Okay. You take a day or two. Matter of fact, do 3. And you actually sit back and you feel, not with your hands, but you feel your vagina. So you move around, you know what I'm saying? You twist your hips, know what your vagina feels like. And then after those 3 days, masturbate. I promise you, after you're done, that shit's gonna feel different.
Oh my god, I never thought of... have you done this before, Taryn?
Plenty.
Are you speaking from experience?
I've done it plenty. I've had this poom poom for 43 years. Okay, I have explored all of its crevices, all of its folds, all of its ins and its outs, and I know, you know what I'm saying, when there's something off with the motherfucker.
I have a question. Are you with someone right now?
No, I'm totally single.
Okay, would you ever be with a girl?
I have been 13 years.
But would you again?
Yes.
But wouldn't you be, like, intentionally sinning? Like,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I love the honesty.
Yes, and see, and again, and things that when you go through life and you experience things, you make decisions, they're not all without consequence. You know what I'm saying? You just got to ask yourself, is this consequence worth the experience? You see what I'm saying? And then I look at it like this: Allah knows my heart. You know what I'm saying? He knows my heart, and also Allah knows who He made when, you know what I'm saying, when He made me, when He brought me to this earth. You know what I mean? And He knows what my sexuality is and how I feel about myself, women and men, blah blah. So you can't damn me for being someone that you created.
Right. That's actually a good point.
You know what I mean? Now after reading your, see, in Islam, right, the more you know, the more you're responsible for. So if you don't know a thing and you do it, then you can't, that's not counted against you. But then you find out a thing and you know it, and now you're still doing it, that counts against you. You know what I mean? So whenever I have questions about my sexuality in Islam, I just don't fucking ask them. I just don't ask them.
Oh my god.
Nope. Nope.
See, that's
Sometimes
kinda
ignorance
why-
is bliss. Ignorance is bliss sometimes.
right? That's why I like don't like lives that talk about religion because I like I know that like if you don't know something's like against a religion and you're unalived and you know that won't be used against you because you didn't know.
Right. If you can't, if you did
I'm never
not
going to
know,
ask any question about religion because I know absolutely nothing about it.
Stop! That's unfair. I wish.
I don't. Like, my parents were Jehovah's Witness, but, like, when I moved out, that was it. I don't follow anything. I don't...
You're right. So you know
It's
what?
simple.
how about this? My mom is a Mormon. Okay. My dad is a Roman Catholic. I'm Muslim, and my children are Mormons.
Oh my lord.
Wow. All right.
You know,
I did the Jehovah's Witness, went to a Catholic school, and was the very first lesbian in my family, and loving every moment of it.
Good girl. I like that.
Let's just check all the boxes, and I'll show myself out the door. It's fine.
That looks like something from the Dewey Decimal System.
That looks like a CS number for an inmate.
Or a longitude without the longitude.
Longitude.
Without the latitude.
That's gotta be the oh, it's an IP address for what? New
It's an
Brunswick?
IP address.
Canada geography, you're being weird. It's a fake IP address, I think. Oh. Yeah, you're being weird. Go away.
Is that whose IP address is that? Mine?
I think
I
he's
wouldn't
trying to
click
say
it.
it's
I wouldn't try
England's
to find
own.
out.
Don't click it.
I wouldn't find out.
I kind of want to Google it, but
Don't click it.
Don't do it.
Your introductory to the conversation was New Brunswick is real. It's part of Canada. We know that. We learned that in grade 5. Fortunately, Oakley wasn't even born then, but...
hey, was I?
It's
What year were you born?
I was born in 05.
I graduated in 05.
I graduated high school in 1998.
Oh my god. That means my mom graduated in 92.
Yep, 98. Oh my
That's
goodness.
so weird. Like, you could be friends with my mom.
Oh, I get it now. NB isn't real. I don't know what... Is that what they were talking about? New Brunswick? As an NB?
non-binary? Non-binary.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it now.
Oh. Now I get it.
Non-binary isn't real.
Oh, he said non-binary is in New Brunswick, not non-binary. Okay,
Yeah.
NB was in New Brunswick. I don't know then.
He was doing a geography edit. Wrong NB.
Wait, Taryn, are you in
Yeah.
North Carolina?
I am.
I didn't mean to dox you. I just realized what I did. If you didn't want people to know that, I apologize.
I don't care. They can show up if they want to. They're not walking back.
That means you got...
You're in Greensboro.
No, I'm not in Greensboro. I'm in Gastonia, which is like right outside of Charlotte.
I've been to Greensboro.
Yeah,
Okay,
did you like it?
Are you from the States too?
Who?
You.
No.
You're in Canada.
Yep.
You're
I'm
from
in
Canada too?
Yeah, I'm in Ontario.
Oh God, Toronto born and raised.
I'm so like American though. Like we live right by New York, and it's. Don't you live?
Or Niagara Falls.
Michigan.
Oh boy, God.
I'm not Canadian.
Goddamn. You're from New York, so you're like Kingston way.
No, I'm like Ottawa way.
Okay, so Kingston is 2 hours beside Ottawa.
Yep. I was thinking of Kingston, Jamaica for some reason.
Yeah, Kingston, Picton,
I
Belleville,
want to go
Napanee.
visit Kingston,
Yeah.
Jamaica, just so I could smoke up their ganja.
Oh my god.
I used to live over there.
Did
But
you?
I'm actually in Victoria now.
Victoria? Where's that?
Oh, Honey, geography class,
No.
Victoria, British Columbia, the very furthest you can go on the West
They
Coast.
literally
Oh,
only teach us, they teach us American geography. I cannot name you the 13 provinces and territories. I can name you 50 states that rhyme.
I can sing an entire Canada provincial song. They used to teach us all the prime ministers from the first one the very first prime minister to the one now.
Okay, what is the role of the prime minister? What the fuck exactly is a prime minister?
President.
The role, it's our Trudeau is the same as your Biden.
Got it. Got it.
So you have
the leader of the country.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. And I'd like to first apologize to you all because I did vote for Biden.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, he's like, we have this very young, I don't even know how to speak positive about the man, but he's our prime minister now, and he's playing Connect 4 with our country, and he's pretty much Trump.
Am I old enough to vote?
Actually, you know what? I've had to choose between the two of them. I prefer Trump over ours.
Yeah, you're old enough to vote, Oakley.
I am, Tash.
What I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. I thought I was allowed to drink, but apparently that's at 19.
If you go to Montreal, you're allowed to drink at 18 or Alberta.
I know, my mom took me.
In the United States, baby, you gotta
You're
be
in
21 to
Ottawa.
drink.
Drive the 2 hours to Montreal.
Wait, what do you mean, Ottawa? But like, that's a Quebec thing. So I could drive like 20 minutes.
To Gatineau. Drive over the bridge. You're 18, and then you can drink.
I'm not in Ottawa. Do you know where Cornwall is?
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's where I am.
My dad's a realtor over there.
A what?
My dad's a realtor over there.
A realtor?
Yeah.
Stop, I am. You're
Yeah.
joking. Yeah, I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah. My dad does all of Picton, Thousand Islands, all the way to Coburg.
You don't have to say it, but what's his first name?
Lonnie.
Lonnie?
Yeah.
It's the keyboards for me. I love it. It's funny.
Does his last name start with an H?
Yep.
Oh my lord, I found him. I don't know him. Oh
He does
my
all the
God.
cottages and stuff on
Yes,
in Picton County.
He has so many listings. Damn. I have one.
Visiting or living? I'm in the law enforcement parade tomorrow in Victoria. That's fine.
Do y'all want to see my listing?
Yeah.
Hashtag
Heck yeah.
promoting. Here it is.
Oh, that looks like a Cornwall brick house for sure.
Yep.
What do you mean you're listing? This is a house you're selling?
He's a realtor. He sells houses. She sells houses. I don't know. Oakley sells houses. My bad.
Those rooms are nice and large. I like them.
Yeah, I like them too. I don't like the kitchen. But
I'm in
Let's
law
see the
enforcement.
kitchen.
I'll be in the parade.
It's the cabinets. It's totally the cabinets.
yeah, I don't like the color. And I also don't like kitchens that are like in a room like this. Like a doorway.
No, you got to put the beads up. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, I don't like that.
You should put some barn
neither.
doors. Barn doors would look real nice right there.
Right? They would.
And then it would actually incorporate the cabinet. So if you got the barn doors that was like staying that color, it would bring the cabinet and the kitchen together.
Mm-hmm. See, this house was renovated in 2021, and it was so ugly.
But it's got real old cabinets, so you know in 25 years that shit is not going to deplete at all.
Mm-hmm.
All it needs is a little bit of sand and paint.
They're just ugly.
They are very ugly.
Just
And the
paint
only
them
way to
white.
make them not
Paint the sand and paint the ones on the bottom a darker color, and then have a feature color cabinet on top. So have your dark ones like a dark blue with a white cabinet on top, and nice gray slated concrete countertops. Beautiful.
Or get a barn door.
I'm so excited to get a house. I'm like obsessed over. Like, I have a whole Pinterest board of what I want, like, the inside of my house to look like. I don't care about the outside, but.
Well, Oakley, if you message me later, my father is actually building a brand new $1 million home outside Napanee right now.
Really?
Really.
Whoa.
Over 3,800 square feet, 1-floor bungalow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It is going to be beautiful. We've been building it for 11 weeks now. And it's got a 28 by 32, 28 by 34 shop attached.
Oh my god. That would be my dream.
It is beautiful.
So
If
I would
could
want
afford-
to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If I could afford to go back to Ontario, I would. But British Columbia is beautiful.
I want a hobbit house.
I want a
Alright.
sea-can barn door house, like 6 of them pushed together with a barn roof on it in the
I
middle of the
love
bush.
this.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that. It's modern, but it's too. The open space is too much for me. I'm scared of apparitions.
I don't. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like, I would prefer open. It's kind of hard because, like, I feel like I would get a house and then my mood would change and I'd be like, I want a different house. You know?
Right. That's why you gotta get a hobbit house. I want a hobbit house so bad because it's so warm. Like, it's in the fucking ground. And then I want it to be like Arabian style. I wouldn't even have a bed. I would have a whole bunch of pillows on the ground or some shit. Like we in. Oh,
That is
yeah.
real. That isn't BC. It's an Airbnb, that place.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
They actually called it the Hobbit Airbnb, but Walt Disney? Somebody contacted them and they wanted to sue them because they called it the Hobbit House.
I
Wow.
would be scared. I would be terrified. I'd be terrified to be there.
I would love that house. I would love that house.
If I could
I
have
would
like 160 acres with 8 horses and 2 potbelly pigs and just an old rancher, I would be in love.
I would so want to live in Ontario if it wasn't so expensive, but I don't know. I want to move to the States because my mom is moving to California for school, and I really don't want to be in a different country, so
In fucking Cornwall, Ontario? I understand why you want to move to the States.
California. Don't go to California. Don't go to
No, I don't want to go to California. She's going to, I forgot the name of the city, but it's like it's like 3 minutes outside of campus because she's going to Stanford for architectural engineering.
Okay.
And,
If she took art class in school.
shut up.
I'm joking.
Don't even with me.
You know what a beautiful place is in the States is Wenatchee National Park. You can live just outside. It's like for 2.5 hours outside of Seattle. Mountains, rivers, beautiful.
I've never been nowhere near
Google it.
Seattle.
Google it, love it, learn it, move here. Good.
I have to figure out what state I have to move to, and I also have to take real estate into like consideration. Like, that's what I'm kind of looking into because
Why don't you just get in an interprovincial and then just move to the Okanagan in BC? Have you seen Kelowna?
No.
It's like 45 degrees here all summer.
See, but like, I also don't want to be that far away from my mother.
You'll be
I don't know.
closer if she's going to California.
I
It's
mean,
like an 8-hour drive.
I don't know.
That's a long ass drive.
No, but honestly, the places that I want to move are further than that. I'm not gonna lie.
8 hours is not
I-
long. I just drove 8 hours to where I am today with an 1.5-hour ferry.
No way.
I did. I left at 9 o'clock this morning and I got here 10 to 7, 10 to 8
Where did you go?
Hello.
to Victoria.
Hi.
Hey everyone, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm all right. I was on a live with some conservatives. It was driving me insane. They wouldn't shut up. Oh my God, I'm Canadian too, So I joined the
can tell.
American Life sometimes. Yeah. That's, you can tell.
He's an
already.
East Coastian for sure.
Ah, no, I'm from Ontario.
You sound like you're from East Coast.
Hold
Where
on,
in Ontario?
I've been drinking some Nova Scotia beer. So
Oh, that explains everything. But what part of Ontario is it?
I'm in Waterdown, which is just by Burlington. It's actually
Okay.
part of Hamilton, but we always
That's
consider
acceptable.
ourselves.
That's acceptable. Yeah.
But you know, if someone said you should move to BC, it's always 45. 45 what?
It's 45 degrees in the Look it up in the Okanagan. Kelowna, Penticton, Osiosos.
I
It
sure
is
as hell hope it's not Celsius.
stupid hot out here all the time.
Hell.
But unless you have all, well, you know what, in comparison to like Toronto, Ontario, it's like when the city is 30 degrees, but without the sticky.
The humidity kills you here.
There's no humidity out here. You burn.
Wait a minute, guys. It's so 45 is hot to the Celsius, right?
It's like it's like 110 Fahrenheit.
45 is insanely hot.
It is hot.
Wow.
It got hot.
It's like you're gonna pass out and die hot. In fact, in BC a couple of years ago, they had the heat dome. How many people died in the heat dome?
You need to look up the West Kelowna fire that just happened like legit a month and a half ago, where it took over 200 houses in Kelowna. It was awful. It happened like in 3 days.
No, the fire is one thing, but when you have a heat dome and people aren't like evacuating, and they're just dying because
there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. You just they had like hundreds of dying like 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
Everyone's loud. I know it's called a Soyuz, just for the record, for the people who are commenting, I know it's called a Soyuz. We call it Osiosos just to be funny.
Oh,
Carry
God,
on.
I just I love you guys already. I don't care. I'm glad to not be talking to Americans anymore. They're so toxic. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Jared's like,
Canadians,
what?
we don't always agree on things, Canadians. Like I'm not a big.
not Canadian.
I'm not Canadian at all.
Where are you from?
The U.S.
I'm so sorry, dear. I apologize. I don't mean to. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, you know what? She's been on the live for 3+ hours. Therefore, she's half Canadian because that's all it takes. You just have to talk to us, and we'll give you a membership these days.
Do you want to move here? I can probably find you a husband if you want and get you some help.
You said you could find me a husband? Oh my God, where?
All you gotta do is say I come to the country. The Prime Minister will hand you a phone and a laptop and a PR in no time. It takes like 3 weeks.
There you go.
Wait, what? One more time. What happens?
You just have to come to Canada and say you want to be a Canadian, and Trudeau will say, "Come on in. Here's a phone. Here's a laptop. Here's a job. Don't worry about anything. Here's a house. We'll put that house too."
I wish it was that easy. Only if you're rich. Only if you're rich, you can come to Canada like that. Otherwise, you're like,
So I would need a green card to go to Canada?
No, you can get a work visa or an education visa. The problem is a lot of people come with an education visa to like study some program that was made up from some no-name college. And that's what's happening nowadays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's weird. I'm selling my house in Waterdown, right? Because my wife and I are
Here's
separate.
Waterdown.
No,
I'm just
Waterdown's
joking.
amazing. It's
I'm
amazing.
joking.
It's like one of the best cities. It's probably one of the best cities in the world to live in, right?
I went to school in Guelph. I'm familiar with here.
So nice, so pretty. It's so expensive right now. I bought my house at $460 when my daughter was 1 year old, 8 years ago, and now it's selling for 1.2. It's crazy. No one can afford to live here anymore.
Right?
Yeah, there's condos in Kelowna right now that start at $550 for 800 square feet.
No,
Oh, same here.
It is insanely expensive.
I was in Hamilton today looking at a place to buy because I have to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like living in my mom's house for the last 4 years. My ex has been at my house, but she's got mental health issues. So I'm with my daughter, right? It's just me and my daughter, right?
Yeah.
Living at her nana's, and I'm just I'm paycheck to paycheck trying to like pay for the mortgage and all that stuff at the old house. And I'm selling it finally, and I need to buy a place, and it's so expensive.
Well, you guys get like HST and like
I didn't get nothing back. I applied.
You know what? Everyone's looking at moving to Alberta right now, and if anyone's on here, and quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Alberta is pulling out of CPP and creating their own APP. And their taxes, they only live off of PSD. They don't charge anything else out there, so everybody's moving to Alberta.
Well, Alberta's got issues themselves, but look at their power and their hydro rates right now. It's through the roof.
Because out in Alberta?
Yeah, it's gone up.
I own a house in BC, and I get a heating bill every 2 months, and I have never
20% the last year on electrical rates.
Oh, electricity, yeah, but most of them are still grandfathered in from natural gas, and like every 2 months, my heating bill, I've never seen a heating bill over $100.
Yeah, no, it's
$45 a month.
I don't think Alberta should be like Texas in the way where they want to separate their grid from everyone else, because that's a huge mistake. But if they want to be like, lower the taxes and do all that stuff, great, wonderful for them. But don't do stupid things like Texas. We should not emulate the Americans in any way when it comes to certain stupid choices.
No, the only reason they get mad out here is because they make so much more money than the rest of Canada, and they end up having to pay equalization out to Ontario and in Quebec, which.
Oh, Ontario pays more than the Alberta does.
Maybe now.
Yeah, don't listen to the Americans when it comes down to shit like that, because honey, it's horrible down here.
Wait. So where?
Well, Terry, if you come to Canada, that means that if you're a PR here, then you don't have to pay for medical ever again, because that's free here.
No.
Wait,
no.
Where's your house?
We don't pay for medical at all.
No, well, we pay taxes, but it's a lot less per capita than the U.S. pays.
I was going to ask, how do you pay? How do the doctors and whatnot get paid?
You have a job, and the insurance and government pays it.
Yeah,
it comes out of our tax money.
Yeah, you guys spend the money on like bombs and shit. We spend it on healthcare and
yeah.
Like every other. But Canada's not even that great. If you look at Europe, you got England, you got Netherlands, you got these places that have like amazing education and healthcare, and they pay less taxes because they spend more on proper like vetting. They don't waste it.
Right. Wait, I have a question. How do you pronounce J? Oh.
It's J.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It's like the letter.
Really stupid. Wait, Jay, where's your house in BC?
In northern BC. I'd rather not out myself.
No, it's okay. I was just.
But I own a house on an acre, and it's a 3 and 2, and I bought it 2 years ago for $280,000, and it's a 2012 build.
So.
Oh my god. My mom's selling hers in Langley, and she got it. I think it was maybe 3 or 4, and now it's
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna have to break down what I just saw. So please tell me what the fuck did the C stand for?
Sell now and move out of the fucking country.
C stands for Canadian.
So the Canadian dollar. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it didn't look like this. There's no picture on Google Maps, but essentially it was like this. This was the house. This was the house. She added on.
Okay, so what does your mom do for a living, and does she have a phone number?
She does the same thing as me.
Do you have a daddy?
She does real estate. No.
Oh, real estate.
Perfect.
It's funny because that's the thing. Crack house or castle, and they look at like Scottish castles, and it's like $1.5 million, and then they look at like a literal horribly.
You know what houses are beautiful in Ontario is the Bridle Path. Love it.
Is the what?
The Bridle Path in Toronto.
Well, where is that? Like in the nature area? Is that like part of the trails?
In North York?
Bridle Path. I've never heard of that one.
No, I found it. I'm looking at the houses. They are nice. But
it's too narrow for me.
These people are way out my price range.
That one looked like the Addams family house.
I'm only a developer. I used to be a computer tech, and one of my customers was I think the CEO of a big airplane company, and his house was amazing, you know. And it's so disgusting. These people that work like nothing have these massive mansions.
See, I want. Can anyone tell me where in the U.S. is like the cheapest place to live? Other than Texas. Other than Texas.
The Carolinas.
North Carolina. There you go. Carolina.
The Carolinas. So are they gonna? Hold on one second.
And do you want to live in the cheapest place to live? Probably not the best option.
I mean, not like Gary, Indiana, but like.
All right, there. Youngstown, Ohio, or you can go to Carolina.
See, I kind of want to live somewhere where like hillbillies are at, you know, like southern.
All right, we'll then go to Alabama, right there.
I was thinking I would so move to Alabama, but like I would still get hate crimes as well. So.
Well, hold on. I mean, you sound a bit. Are you a bit bisexual or you know? Because I wouldn't move to.
Are you a bit bisexual?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I'm old. I'm 43 now. I guess that feels old.
I'll show you what I look like, and you can make that determination.
I'm sure you look beautiful.
No.
Well, I'm not myself, so don't worry about it.
Here, let me find.
So you identify as a pink cup. That's all I see.
That's a second cup.
So you know what? That is a good question when it comes down to where you want to live in the Carolinas. Which one are you, Oaks?
I'm the one on the left. I'm one of them trans.
Can I put my camera on somehow? I want to put my camera on. I can't do it. It says you're only connected by the audio.
Okay, give us 3 more seconds at that thing. Go back.
No, you're gonna take a screenshot.
I'm not taking a screenshot. You're 20 years younger than I am.
Oakley, you're fucking gorge, bro. Like you're fucking gorge.
Thank you.
Hey, can you put the charger and sleep for me? You're fucking gorge, Oaks.
Don't the U.S. Don't use the U.S. Like, would you want to live in the U.S.? I have friends now that have moved out of the U.S. because
I have no choice.
All that craziness, right?
Well,
they're scared that the U.S. is going, like they're going like full crazy, you know.
Oakley, and I know this might not be a question I want to answer either, but are you on any medications?
Like medications, like hormones?
Yeah, hormones.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's something that's as simple to think about if you want to go to the States, because you're going to have to pay an atrocious amount for stuff like that.
I know. See, that's kind of like everything I'm looking into. Right now, the main thing I'm looking into are the hormones and my real estate, because I don't want to move to a state and then not like it and then get a if I already got my real estate license in that state, well then I'm screwed.
Just tell me, is it because you like burly hickey guys? Is that it?
No, honestly, that's a good question, because with you being who you are, Oakley, and if you want to talk real estate and you know that would and things that would cater to your needs, Georgia will be the state for you.
Why?
Because it includes.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's frustrating. I can hear it in your voice for sure. I just want to say hi to Colt and Backwoods. What's up? What's up? Is this Corey?
Yeah. What's going on?
Hi, Colt. Colt, what year were you born, please?
86.
Okay. I think, sorry, Anthony, was it you that wanted to rebuttal?
Yeah, I did.
You can go quick, yeah, and then Backwoods and Colt can please. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Nancy.
I was totally off topic now. What was I going to try to say?
Think about it then, and we can let
sorry.
Them know. No, you can interrupt.
I have ADHD on top of legally blind, so doing all this is hard to do. Sorry.
Really remember what I'm doing. What do you guys think?
Just give me a second, I'll collect my thoughts.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, I mean, it being a religion, that's kind of new to me.
So this is not a fact, right? It's just starting to feel this way.
Well, let me take this off. I had a mask on like it mattered, like I could see my face. Okay, here. All right. Now go ahead.
So I mean, this isn't like a fact, but I mean, it's definitely feeling its way, more culty and
Just like our
religion.
opinion.
Yeah. It's
Well, some
it's
of our
just
opinions
it's an opinion for sure. Like it's your way, the highway. If you don't want to teach us at school,
I was going to say.
I remember now.
Because I'm already, because I'm identified as a trans man.
Yeah, I've spoken with you before, Colt.
But I got kicked out of the LGBTQA community.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I just don't want Anthony to lose the plot again. Go ahead, Anthony, and then I'll let you finish.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry you got kicked out.
It's okay. I know. I'm actually happy with it.
Okay, well, I've got a question for all the ladies out there, mothers. If you have a baby and your baby's born with both sex, which one do you remove, or do you wait and ask the child?
You wait.
I would not be able to answer that question because I would be talking to my doctor. I have no idea.
They would actually take a chromosome test.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'm not educated enough to answer that.
If you can be born with both genitals, then it's
Who's got the
just
music? Can you mute,
scientific.
please?
It's just scientifically logical that you can be born with the wrong genitals.
Can be, but you have to wait until your brain is fully developed and it could make sense of who you are.
Absolutely, but like any little child, being a firefighter, being a
so look,
Peter
Islam says
Pan,
that the one that's less dominant.
For me, I think you just
I got a question.
You don't need to rush for the doctor to say if it's a man or a woman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, as a person, I'd rather wait. You know what I mean?
Isn't that your parental right? Or it should be anyway.
Gender fluid person.
All right, I got a question. What if your chromosome test, you got chromosome tested when I was young, and it came back XXYY? What is that?
Is that the one that like intersex thing?
Huh? It is, yes.
Yeah.
But my outer, I have the woman on the outer, but it's the male chromosomes on the inside.
Yeah,
This is a fucking religious man.
But do you think like you feel like you are a man or you feel
Oh
like
my God, yes. It is
yes,
weird.
okay, then
It's
how
weird.
old are you? How old are you?
37. I've been like this since I was my entire life. Like I'm still considered a gold star apparently. Like I would feel gay.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Franklin, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Can I just get everyone's like opinions on where you guys stand?
Yeah, I'm gonna go next once we hear from.
Yeah, just hold on a sec, okay? Because we're trying to bring one.
Can we just get some clarification? Like, what do you mean it's a religion?
Oh, it's just being treated kind of. It's coming off that way.
All right.
Sit down and obey, and people are pissed off about religion being taught in school, but we don't.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, just an opinion.
Are you guys for or against?
But religion's not biological.
Yeah, but it's also
Let's
like
go. Did Backwoods speak yet? I really want to make sure we're going one at a time, okay? And then I'll.
All right, guys, we gotta respect everyone's wishes.
So, the funny thing about the religious part is that, and her the cult is like the chromosome thing with the intersex. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's a very low probability of that happening, but I think genetically from sin and people's greed in the world, we have things that fuck with our biology that
What's your language?
that create these things that happen to humans, like deformities in our foods and stuff. And I think that's why you see genetic deformities in our chromosomes over the years, especially with the chemicals that we're using in industries and stuff like this. So yes, I think it's possible for those things to happen at childbirth, but there's innately, if you look at the confinements of what sin is from a religious aspect, like a man so like a man and a woman outside the confinements of marriage or procreation, right? Mm-hmm. It's a sin. Mm-hmm. So the act of any of these things outside the confinements of procreation is a sin. So in my opinion, yes, there's an agenda behind it. You shouldn't hate anyone that is in the community, but it's being treated somewhat like an indoctrination, the same way as they throw it on the church. People are indoctrinated into religion. People can be indoctrinated into this too.
So this is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, so
I'm saying, right?
this is. I think we're on the same page
Who's
here.
talking? Okay, just hold on a second, okay? Because Franklin came in first, so let's just like try to keep it fair, right? Please.
All right.
So I totally agree with what you stand by, and honestly, I'm on the same page as you. What I really wanted to say is just that they are in a community. They aren't even in a movie because like what they're trying to do is have you ever heard of Zionist propaganda?
No, but I can Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it. So basically, LGBTQ plus has been founded by. It's not even they're not real. They're really funded and propagated by the Zionist regime.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of Mossad? Mossad, they're like the CIA.
Who's laughing? Like, are you laughing because this is a joke or what?
This is not a joke, guys. Please respect my wishes. And I just, honestly, I really have something to say here. The Mossad agency has really backed up the LGBTQ plus, and that's why when we go in these schools, they're forcing the schools. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason, and they're just trying.
What'd you say this is called? The Zionist what?
The Zionist regime, and they're just behind everything, trying to ruin our entire country just by placing these LGBTQ and plus transgender and everything, just throwing on into our children. And honestly,
I think
I'm just trying to put an end to that.
He's talking about Israel right now.
I'm gonna let my guy Biz Lobs. You can talk.
Yeah, so what we're really talking about, you have to look who's behind this. And what he's saying is correct. It really is Israel. And they're propagating this in order to brainwash and manipulate our children in order to further the New World Order. And
Are you two trolling together?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Who's laughing? Who's laughing? I want to know who's laughing.
I'm laughing because
I'm not laughing.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you two were giggling together. I don't want to pay attention to something if you're not being genuine.
I mean, thank you. Alexander here agrees with us.
Okay, so then Anthony, stop giggling so I'm not thinking that they're being jerk-offs. No, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah.
Wait, Franklin, you want to finish your point?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to say that I wonder if anyone like agrees with me here, but honestly, like, they're just shoving this shit down our children. What you gotta put into it. It all starts with there's a root because every time you go behind the flower, there's something.
So before you get into that, I just want to ask you, and do you have children? You don't have to tell me if you don't. But...
Yeah, I have 3 kids.
Okay, and so what are you doing yourself in your province, country, or state to make a difference?
I homeschool my children.
You do? Okay, what about you, Franklin?
Me, Franklin, honestly, my children do an online class, and I
So you've removed them?
I removed them from the place, and honestly, I need to do that for other children too.
Did you remove them because? Did you both remove them because of this?
Yeah, it was going too far. Once I seen like sex books, I'm like, what is going on here? Like,
okay.
I started
because one time
You do know those sex books were there when like we were in school, right? Like if
No,
we're not talking about that.
No, I'm talking about teaching children about those.
My child came home one day and they told my child.
Okay, y'all do know it's not like. You know, like,
But this called, I really get annoyed when a parent tells you their experience and it gets like shut down. We have this live laughing and I'll pop.
Yeah, let me tell you my experience.
Thank you.
So my child came home. My child came home and they told me they read a book about 2 boys that fell in love with each other, and I was disgusted and outraged. I don't know why they were teaching these kids, and I was sick of it.
Well, in my school last year in grade 2, okay, if you identified as the opposite, okay, when you're 7, they would have a counseling session 2 times per week for a half an hour each time for 3 weeks without parental consent to deem the home appropriate. And if you're laughing at me, I swear to fucking Christ, I will pop.
That wasn't me. I'm quiet. I'm quiet.
I just want to add in. Can I just add in my own experience as well?
Yeah, go on.
So, actually, my son, they're twins, right? A son and a daughter. They're twins. I know. Thank you. So they came home. They're telling me about these books, and I was so disgusted. I actually went to the principal, and I just started throwing down right there, and.
Well, I flipped so big. I flipped too.
Okay. What's so disgusting about the books?
They arrested me for assaulting the teacher and the principal because.
It doesn't matter what's disgusting.
No. I just want to know, like, what to them is disgusting. Because the books that I've read in school, like Macbeth, how intense and how detailed it was. I mean, that was too much for my little virgin ears. Like, so what is too disgusting?
Oh well, it's specifically homosexual.
Okay.
That are incredibly filthy.
And.
What do you mean and?
Can you just
hold on, let him finish. Yeah,
I mean,
let him finish.
Because what if something's actually wrong with their body and they know nothing about it?
That's what we do it here, okay? Please,
If
you guys, you guys.
Yeah, because
I'm not yelling.
If I had somebody tell me,
Holy
what
fuck,
was
Cole!
wrong with
I'm not
me,
doing it
then-
tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna yell. I have kids here.
I know.
I'm sleeping, and I don't do that shit over talking.
I know.
Let's
I'm sorry.
keep it one at a time. And he's been trying to finish his sentence for like a solid 20 minutes.
So she's asking me why the disgusting. I mean,
Oh, you're good.
I can whenever like.
You want to speak? Yeah.
I
Yeah. Just
do.
put it in pop it in the comments, honey. If anyone wants to say something, and I'll.
Is it my turn right now?
I thought Franklin was going to finish, or was it you that was going to finish? Whoever was going to finish.
It was me.
Okay. Yeah. Then finish.
So, yeah, Cole just asked me, like, what's filthy about these books. I mean, it's really evident what's filthy. I mean, how dare you teach children this nonsense? I mean, I was so, like I said, I got arrested because I assaulted the principal and the teacher. Like, I did not, like, I was in jail for, like, 6 months. Like, it was, it was a bad time for me.
You went unhinged, yeah. I went unhinged.
I couldn't take that. I mean, how dare they do that to my kids? It was like...
It's very touchy.
And I asked, and actually I was talking to my principal, and coincidentally, my principal was Jewish, so like, it's all really connected, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's because she's Jewish.
Huh? What did you say?
No, the Zionist thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, see,
more
it connects back to what Franklin was saying about the Zionists and the Mossad trying to brainwash our children. See, it's all connected. You just gotta really see it.
It really is all
I have a question
connected.
for the father of three.
I don't think it does.
Hold on,
because
hold on,
Anthony, you
guys.
have a question for me?
promoted and they're not
No, we're
Jewish.
gonna go to M next, okay? Because M was waiting
M?
to say something. Yes, please.
All right,
And then
all right,
we'll let
M.
Anthony go.
All right, Em, take it off.
I have something to say about what Franklin was saying. I completely agree. I don't have a kid yet, but when I do, I would be very upset if my kid came home and told me about a book like that, because like they're too young to understand that. Like, I know somebody, like one of my friend's younger sisters came home, and after learning about that, and she wasn't confused until that, and then after that she was so confused.
Somebody's breathing really strong. Who is that? Sorry. That's all I can hear. Thank you. Go keep going, honey. Sorry.
And then like she's so confused. She doesn't know. Like, she thinks she's gay now, and like she thinks she likes her girl that she was already friends with her, but now she thinks like she likes her, and she thinks that's what that means. But her sister's like, no, like you like her as a friend, like you have liked her, and she's like, no, like I love her, and then she's like, but you say that about your other friend. She's like, yeah, but like I won't be with her, but like that was never a thing before.
So I mean, that's like a thing I think that lots of kids maybe just go through as a stage. But you can talk to your kid about that. I'd say that's kind of a far reach to say that it's because of what happened at school. But who am I, right? Like that obviously is not okay. If the parent is not comfortable with it being spoken about, it should not be spoken about. Period.
Because I feel like that's just like an example from like one of my sources, but like I just think that's so confusing, and you're gonna really confuse a kid. And like it wasn't like that before, and everything was fine. Like why do you need to tell a grade 2 about a boy kissing a boy and a boy falling in love with a boy? Like,
what's wrong with that? Like, so I don't have a problem with that because I teach it. So this is my stance. I'm a parent who is open with my kids. I speak about things with my kids because socially, they're going to see it. We have family, we have friends. Like, this community has been around for a long time. I do not agree with non-binary, like 1%. I don't think it's a healthy mindset to refer to yourself as they, them. That is something that I put my foot down on. The schools need to focus on teaching this fucking piss poor education system that we have failing us right now. The fact that this is a fucking thing where schools think that they can say anything to children without parental consent is fucking mad.
Do you mind if I say something?
Was there raising my child at 3 a.m.
Honestly, I just want to say, like, I feel like Cole's going through it. I just want to hear Cole's stance on everything.
Hey, Ma.
All right, so let's just start. Okay, so I do come with a warning label, so if
No, just go.
Okay, you know that y'all know the word red light to make me stop, right? Okay. Just
If
yell
you
out red
monologue,
light.
yeah, I'm gonna make you stop.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's wrong with people like me being taught to your kids? I'm just asking because
By me. No school.
No. school.
No school.
Because my son,
No, I'm not gonna. Though. Hold on, this is my space. I can do what I want. Thank you.
And that's what I think's gonna mess your kid up, and like all these other kids, like they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be messed up.
Well,
and
listen,
this
Cole,
generation's
it's
gonna be
quite evident.
So you're telling me my son is messed up because he loves one all because of the inside of their skin and not the outside?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Because are you telling me? Because my son actually taught me a lot more about
Hold on. We're not gonna get into it. So
my son's not going to be a real man.
How old is your son?
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna start dropping people. I'm not doing this again tonight. If you're gonna overtalk me, I'm fucking done with it. Colt, you're not listening to what I'm saying. In schools, this should not be taught because parents don't want it. We teach our children. Okay? Right? What's the harm in that? Children go to school to be educated so they can grow up and be functioning, successful part of society. Not to be
shit in school that we all don't want to fucking learn, but we
Can
learn
I
anyway.
would like to say
And it's
something
not
when I have a
about
chance.
sex. Y'all do know that being gay is not just about fucking, right?
My 7-year-old does not need to be told that he could be a they them. Nobody needs to be having a goddamn confrontation.
Exactly. They don't even have.
Please do not degrade my experience. Don't. I don't. Or you can go. I'm not kidding. I'm not doing it again.
Sleeping.
Can I say something?
There's like breathing.
I know. I keep asking for
There's
this.
breathing.
These children do not even have the mental capacity to understand that. And you're shoving this down their throats. You're shoving it up their ass. It's just so...
I have something to say. I think it's like religion. That's why I think this is a great, like, how she has, like, I forget, I don't know how you would call it, like, the photo up she has. I think that's, like, great because, like, religion is just like that. Like, when I have a kid, I don't want a church coming up to my kid and telling my kid that God's real, what to believe in, because I don't believe in, like, God or a God, so I'm gonna raise my kid that way. Like, with my beliefs, I'm not gonna say hate on somebody.
And if you were religious and you didn't believe in same-sex marriages, that's your right.
Yeah, like, I think it's not fair. It's not fair for somebody else to go and tell your kid how to think and, like, how to go about it. Because, like, nobody wants to, like, raise their kids to be disrespectful. I'm going to raise my kid to be respectful and, like, respect other people. But my kid's not going to sit there and waste 2 hours of their day learning about something that I personally, I'm not saying about anybody else, but I'm not going to teach my kid about that. When my kid, because I know it will happen, my kid will come up to me and ask me about it, and I will explain a small amount. I'm not going to shove it down their throat and tell them all that because, like, their minds
will
are
be shoved down their throat. TV, movies, etc. Social
I just want to...
Right. Hold on.
Okay.
I want Muppet to speak. Muppet can anything.
Okay, I'm next.
And, like, I'm not gonna, like, I know my kid will questions and I'll answer those, but I'm not gonna, like, overwhelm my kid and sit my kid down for 2 hours and be like, this, and this, and that. Like, whatever question it is, I'll answer it. If there's a leading question, I'll answer that. But, I'm not gonna encourage my kid to be gay and be like, when you're older, you can pick. I'm not gonna tell them there's an option. Because I feel like
you teach them science, you teach them facts, you're a boy.
You teach them facts, you teach them science, you teach them history.
Hold on. I want Monster to talk. That was Muppet, that's what I was saying. Who hasn't had a chance to say their things yet? Monster, what do you think?
This guy here.
Yeah, I know, you haven't said anything. What do you think about what we're saying? Do you think that it should be taught in schools and a bit of harmful to children? It should be parents' choices?
Yeah, I don't think it should be taught in schools. It has nothing to do with education. So when we're talking about sexuality or religion, it's something that, like, for me personally, I believe that when it comes to sexuality, I don't even think parents should be talking about it. I think it's a personal experience that everyone goes through, and they figure out what their sexuality is down the road, right? And I do believe that it has become a religion, I would say more of a cult, than a community.
Okay, now I know, bottom left, England.
Yeah, I have a question. So, I just want to talk to, who is you speaking right now?
Monster.
Hey, Monster, can I just got a question. Do you have any kids, Monster?
Nope.
Like how? And can I, if you mind asking, how old are you, Monster?
34.
34. And see, so and are you part of the LGBT vegetable community?
Nope.
You are not. So I just want to know. Your stance on this. Like, what you are against.
And if you're gonna ask Muppet then you're gonna have to ask Emma as well.
Yeah,
I would like to. I have something to say as well.
Because I just want to say something.
Okay, everybody can.
interrupt
You
me
guys,
because
everybody can
it
like
was
literally take turns. Like, you don't have to keep interjecting.
Yeah.
What's
But it was
your
Bizlop's
All right, I
turn.
got next.
All right, I'll let Bizlops, and then I'll go after Bizlops.
And then I have something to say after.
I mean, I just want to say, like, I feel like when you're teaching these kids these agendas, what you're doing is essentially intellectually molesting them. I mean, you are quite literally raping the child.
Okay,
That's how far it is. I mean, that's how serious
Not
it
the
is.
internet.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with what you say, especially that's
Yeah. I gotta watch my words. We don't want to get banned here. But I mean,
Yeah, like,
that's
just so, like,
basically what you're doing when you're
P3D
teaching these kids here. So now, why do they want to teach this? Because I think, I mean, in my opinion, the LGBT.
If my thing drops, I just want to say, if my thing drops, you guys, I'll start right back up. I'm sorry, but if it drops,
Say something too. I would never let my child go anywhere near something else. Like Cole.
Okay, I'm sorry to say, but y'all are all fucking stupid, and I'm
Hey
just
man,
letting you know,
look what you're
because
talking
of y'all.
about. I would never let my
I'm
child go
just
anywhere
sorry,
near you. You
but
freaking disgusting
because
faggot.
of y'all,
faggot.
kids like
No,
us
you
are
need
the
to drop
reason.
Franklin. Bye, Franklin. Like, no, you need to drop Franklin. Honestly, Franklin. Why?
Hey.
And call
They're
That's
being
called
rude.
hate speech. It's actually
Listen,
against
all
those
I'm trying to
guidelines.
say, no, I'm sick of these pedals trying to intellectually molest our children, and it's just going too far. It's
Okay,
getting out of-
first off.
Hello?
Okay, let me.
I was talking that whole time. Sorry, I was talking that whole time and I was on mute.
No.
I just wanted to say that I'm not doing this shit. My throat hurts. I'm not yelling over everybody. Franklin, you're fucking toxic as shit. You don't need to come back here ever. Like, you don't need to do that. And Colt, like, you're too much.
I
get it. You're
I think
frustrated,
Franklin
Colt,
was
but
right.
like, fucking Christ, no. Well, you
You
know
gotta
what? To say
understand,
that
Franklin.
word, no, I
Franklin's
don't,
children
because you
were
don't take.
intellectually
Yes,
molested.
yes. It's not. This is not Franklin's space. This is mine.
Guys,
You will respect
you
it,
to
or you
respect the
don't have to
host.
be here.
Respect the host or leave.
Intellectually
Respect the
molested by
host or
people like Cole.
leave.
Yes, you can say those things, but you don't need to scream those words when I'm asking you not to, and I'm asking quite calmly.
Yes, but Colt, she just had to know her place. I mean,
No, Colt needed to know, and that's what I'm saying. Colt wants to call me stupid. Colt's fucking stupid.
Colt's actually, I've talked to Colt. Colt's a
Yeah,
pretty.
so have I. Colt's unhinged right now, though.
Yeah, well,
she is a hypocrite. She is all about tolerance, but when somebody's not aligning with her views, she's very intolerant. I mean, this is their agenda's about. They're all Satanists. You want to take her kids, you want to destroy us.
Okay, you're taking it to an extreme.
Well, he had something really awful happen to
Monster, you
one
don't
of
know
his
what you're
kids,
talking
so
about.
he's passionate. But
Okay,
we need to just
I have 7 kids.
Yeah,
7.
that's called anecdotal experience.
I don't know what that means, okay, but you need to listen to me.
Yeah, so you're going based off of your personal experience or opinion.
My personal experiences, it just thousands of more, and
that
people
doesn't
all go through this, but
make
just
it like
don't know.
objectively true with everybody.
I thought you had 3 kids.
No, that was Franklin. Okay. Let's try to keep it one at a time. I understand it's passionate. I got unhinged as well when it comes to these topics. But saying things like that to people, you're just going to get my live taken down. So if you want to host your own and do all the hate speech, feel free. I'm not having it. Continue, whoever was speaking. I think I wanted to say something or Muppet.
Yeah, like, all I know is when, like,
Marshall
I
hit
have
you,
a
by the
kid, they're not gonna, like, I'm just not gonna put up with, like, I think I'm gay, I think I'm non-binary. Like,
Who is breathing like that?
I don't know.
SL.
I'll tell them, like,
It's not me.
Hey, SL, I would probably keep the room down to, like...
It might be feedback. Hold on.
Maybe, like, 4 people, maybe 5 people with this topic, because you're going to get a lot of...
No, we're good, honey. Thank you, though. I'm an experienced host on these ones. We can calm down or you're just gonna get dropped. There's tons of people in the queue, so we can talk about it and maybe go somewhere or like can leave. I don't know. Not you, Corey,
But like, I'm just gonna tell them that they're too young to make that choice, and that if that's how they feel when they're 18 and they don't live with me, then they can say they're gay all they want, but not under my roof.
And that's your right as a parent. I mean, I don't agree with you, but that's your right as a parent. What's up, Nicole?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you? Can I ask what year you were born, please?
You bet, 1978. So it sounds like maybe I'm one of the older ones on here right now. But I'm coming from a standpoint of this, and I think it's important to share this, okay? So I was 16 and 18 when I had my children, okay? And in my home, we taught love and acceptance and kindness, okay? And I had two sons who grew up into these incredible men. One of them serves our country, and I'm not saying that because I'm their mom, okay? Please understand that. I'm saying that because they really grew into these great men. One serves our country as a tank commander, and my other son works in banking and, believe it or not, wrestling. Anyway, so
you can boast about your kids, so that's all right.
Oh, cool, thanks. So, and myself, I'll just want to share a little bit here because I just feel like
don't you. We'll come back to you. Like, do it. It's not like
as fast as I can.
It's just not 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for me, all I'm trying to say right now is that there comes a point where we have to start like bringing some common sense back into the world. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be parenting our children, and the teachers should be teaching the children, I don't know, how about life skills? How about budgeting? How about cooking? You know, like, why aren't we teaching our kids
curriculum,
right?
the curriculum that we're trying to get through? Yeah,
You know?
I'm with you.
We have that in my country.
Sorry?
We have that in my country.
Yeah, exactly.
We have like literally we are gardening. We are teaching how to clean the school.
Yeah,
we
we don't
even
have
like
that shit here.
clean toilets.
Okay, so when I was in school, because I'm 45, I guess.
You can tell the difference between Asian immigrants having those kind of like things.
Yeah, and we had to take home ec, we had to take shop class, like mechanics and stuff. Yeah, we had to do all of that, and it was good. So I think our teachers should be just teaching our kids. And my responsibility as a mother to my children is that I allow my children to be a child. The other thing I want to say right now is that when anybody has a brain that is not fully developed, completely fully developed, they are not capable of making these decisions. And if people think that they are, then that must mean that a child can vote in a prime minister, a president. That would mean that if a child can choose its own sex, come on, then they must be capable of, I don't know, being in charge of nuclear bombs. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like we've taken the innocence away from our children and not allowing them to just be children, go to school, do your math, right? And I mean, how far is this going to go with people? And I just think it's, I think the narrative keeps getting switched so much that it's upsetting because we're not here to hate. I don't care who you love and what you do and what you think you are. I don't care. Just be a cool person, a good person. And no, I don't want it in my school system. Those conversations are conversations that should be happening at home with parents. You know what I mean? Or a parent or whatever. And those, about choosing your own sex and that kind of stuff. Hey, teachers, get out. Teach in the schools about love and acceptance. Cool. But please stop with the whole, if you want to switch over. We're all behind you. Anybody on here from BC?
I'm from BC.
Okay. And
I just want to say really quickly, Colt, you can come back up and request because you are in the community, but like let's just try to not call us stupid, okay?
Yeah, right, sorry. Oh yeah, right, of course. Okay, so in British Columbia, your child can choose to make a full-blown surgery, right? And if you try to get in the middle of it and stop it, as the parent, you get charged with a crime hate.
Did you say that's in DC? Is that what you said? DC?
That's in British Columbia. Yeah. So if I have a 10-year-old, I don't even have to be told the surgery is happening. So that goes back to our Charter of Rights, which is all bizarre. Yeah, I'm serious. Look into
Do you have that? Like, do you have actual proof of that?
I sure do. Let me.
You don't have to send it to me right now, but I'd like you to send it to me.
I do. Yeah. And yeah, it's absolutely real. Children in British Columbia absolutely are allowed to make those decisions, and parents can have not just no say, but absolutely no say. And if they do, they are charged with a hate crime. It's
That's awful.
It's crazy.
That's awful.
What? Sorry?
That's awful.
It is awful, right? I just don't understand where